So just like with Venom Let There Be Carnage, this is another movie by Marvel that is totally eclipsed by its brilliant post-credit scenes. Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel Lifestyle Critic. I hope you're having a brilliant day. So this is going to be my spoiler review for the Eternals. If you want to look at my non-spoiler review and my full breakdown of the movie, then I'll link that video via the link in the description box below. But if you have watched this movie or you don't mind things being spoiled, then definitely stick around as we are going to be talking about all things to do with the Eternals. Now, I did think that this movie was enjoyable in places. However, I just feel like it was really difficult to connect with this movie and to connect with its characters. I mean, I really do encourage the bid to try and be different, as obviously with Loki and with WandaVision, that worked really well. But in this movie, I just feel like it was really coming across as pretty boring, as they didn't execute it or give it enough time to really explore all of the storylines and all of the characters. Ironically, I do feel like people are complaining that this movie is very long, but I just feel like it needed to be even longer to really do everything justice. And I just feel like the style in which Chloe Zhao was bringing to this movie maybe wasn't right for characters and beings such as the Eternals, and I'm going to be breaking it all down for you in this spoiler review. So midway through this movie, it's all revealed that actually the true purpose of the Eternals being sent to the Earth is to ensure that the Celestials' beings and offsprings are able to be created and emerged correctly. And I just feel like this was such a big moment and a really interesting and fascinating twist. But unfortunately, I just feel like you didn't really see much of a reaction from the Eternals. I mean, they are finding out that their entire life is a complete lie, and I was just waiting for a massive reaction from them. And I mean, you do see bits and pieces of this, but ultimately it just felt really hollow. I feel like if there was another director that was directing this movie, that moment would have been so game-changing, and the next steps of what the Eternals are going to be doing would have really been so much more extravagant and massive than it was, because I just feel like it was executed in not the best way. What I did think was really cool was exploring the concept of evil Superman / evil Icarus, and seeing that he is able to really outsmart and outpower all of the other characters was really impressive. But then when they create the Unimind, then they are, when they're fully together, able to really stop this character. And I do feel like his redemption arc in the final few moments of this movie was really interesting. I don't think that this is the last time that we've seen the Icarus character, as he is such a brilliant character. And I do feel like the way in which he was regretting everything and really was having a bit of burden and self-fighting within himself was really interesting. And also the fact that he is fully giving his allegiance and his life to the Arisham character and is feeling a little bit bored of his life on Earth. All of those aspects, along with the fact that he wasn't the next chosen one, I feel like for this character was really impressive. And I really look forward to seeing what's going to happen next with those particular characters. Speaking of which, the Sprite character secretly loving Icarus and actually harboring jealousy towards the Cersei character, even though she has been with the Cersei character for so long, I thought was really great, and really could have been explored so much further as well. I feel like that mini story arc could have been absolutely game-changing. The Cersei character choosing to side with Icarus really could have been absolutely explosive, and I wish we would have seen a lot more of the infighting with all of the Eternals groups. I mean, with the Injustice movie, when the Wonder Woman character sides with Superman, that really does mark the end of the whole world, as these two super powerful beings are able to be totally destructive. And I just feel like they really didn't do that at all with Icarus and with the Cersei characters, which is absolutely ridiculous. Also, the Athena character, god, what a waste. I mean, you have Angelina Jolie in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Definitely make more of that situation. I mean, this character, out of all of the Eternals in the comic books, is really interesting, because she is the person that is actually choosing to side with the Deviants, as she doesn't find them to be that evil. And in the trailers, it did seem as if maybe this is what this character is going to do, but that particular storyline was just so ridiculous. They didn't do anything with the Athena character and the Deviant. Crow, I mean, the Crow character, again, really didn't do anything in this movie. I mean, when you found out that the actual villain in this movie is actually the Celestial Arisham, and that all of the Eternals and the Deviants are his pawns, I mean, god, they really could have made so much more of that particular moment. And also, the Athena character is suffering from these mental illusions of the past and these dark memories, which is now making her do dark, evil things in the present. Again, a great storyline aspect that they could have explored a lot further. Then we have the Kit Harington character. I mean, you have Jon Snow, for goodness sake, from Game of Thrones. In this movie, definitely do a lot more with that, but instead they just sideline this character. However, that being said, based on the post-credit scene, obviously this character is then going to become the Black Knight character, and then will become a lot bigger, I'm sure, in movies and Disney Plus TV shows, and definitely in the upcoming Blade movie. What I did think that they did really, really well was just explaining how the Eternals have been living on the Earth for so many eons and so many years, and why they haven't interfered yet in all of the mankind stuff. But I just feel like from a storyline and character's point of view, they really could have made this movie so much better. So in the end, the Eternals are successful in preventing the emergence and the new Celestial from destroying the planet's core and from emerging, as the Cersei character is able to freeze him with her Eternal gifts and powers, which I thought was really, really cool. However, I do feel like that was really rushed in those particular moments. We then see that the Icarus character is really taking on all of the guilt, firstly of killing the Ajax character, and for not siding with the Eternals, and for just causing so much chaos. So he is seemingly blasting off towards the sun and maybe committing suicide. However, like I said before, I just feel like this character is too great. I mean, you've got evil Superman in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. This definitely isn't the last time that we've seen this particular character. We then see that the Arisham celestial being takes away Cersei, Phantos and Kingo for what they were doing in terms of preventing the next Celestial coming from the emergence, and he seemingly is taking them for judgment. And this is where I think we're really going to explore the Marvel cosmos, and I feel like he is taking them to the living tribunal. So I feel like we're going to see even more characters like Celestials and like the Watchers, and these are going to be the characters that are really going to pass judgment to see if the Cersei character, Phantos and the Kingo character are going to continue living, and if there is going to be an Eternal sequel, which I feel like there probably isn't going to be, given the fact that it's got such a low Rotten Tomatoes score. I feel like then we'll re-explore what's going to happen with these particular characters. We then have the mid-credit scene where we see that Harry Styles himself is now in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, playing Thanos' brother, the Star Fox character, and his Eternal's gift is that he is able to control the emotions of other people, and apparently Harry Styles has signed a multi-picture deal, so he is going to be in so many movies and TV shows within the MCU, which I think is going to be absolutely awesome. And he is there with his teleporting troll called Pip. And I just feel like these two characters are going to be absolutely wicked. I feel like Harry Styles is perfect casting for Star Fox, who is really, really flirtatious and is able to really make people follow him. So I feel like this character is going to be absolutely iconic in the MCU. And then in the post-credit scene, we see that Kit Harington's Jon Snow character, Dane Whitman himself, gets the Ebony Blade. The Ebony Blade is such a brilliant and iconic weapon and is able to wield so many different powers. However, like we saw in the post-credit scene, there is a bit of a curse over this sword, so I feel like it's going to be really fascinating what's going to happen next. This character does then become the Black Knight in the comic book series, which I think is going to be really, really cool. And the voice behind this character is obviously Mahershala Ali's Blade. So there's going to be a lot of Blade coming up in the future. Obviously in the Blade movie, we're probably going to see the Ebony Blade with the Dane Whitman character. So I feel like that movie is going to be really, really cool. And obviously that's how they're going to distinguish it from the other previous Blade movies. And obviously the Ebony Blade has been created by Merlin the Wizard. So I really do feel like the Marvel Cinematic Universe really is entering brand new spaces. And like they said in Falcon and the Winter Soldier, things really are about to get super weird. So overall with Eternals, I just feel like they could have made this movie so much better, and it could have been such an awesome new entry within the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I mean, despite the fact that it's got such a low Rotten Tomatoes score, I do feel like the movie is going to be successful, as obviously the Marvel fan base absolutely love everything created from Marvel. I think this could have been a lot more successful if it was a Disney Plus TV series, but I understand the challenges with that, as obviously the cast are absolutely outstanding in this movie. But you know, that being said, I am really confident that the future of all of these different characters is going to be really, really great. So those are all of my thoughts on the Eternals movie and the post-credit scene and the mid-credit scene and what could happen next, which I think is going to be really, really exciting. But now I'd love to hear from you, so please let me know what you thought of it in the comment section below. Otherwise, I look forward to seeing you in my next video.